Test, test, one, two, three. All right, I think we're good there. And then we'll get started here pretty soon. Let's make sure all systems are go here. All right, there we are. Let's go ahead and think about how I want this set up this morning. So we'll put this here. This is my favorite watch list. We can also come over here and turn on this right here. I always like to listen to some sort of programming music or brainwave music, something like that. That really helps me out. Get me in the mood for trading, just something chill. And I just kind of want to go over the setup itself, that what you're looking at. That's very important. So let's do that. Okay, give me one. It's 8 o'clock right now. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So what you're looking at on the screen is Thinkorswim or TradingView. Happy Friday Eve, as I like to call it. This is a great day. I love Thursdays. I hope you love Thursdays too, not only in the market, but just in life in general. I try to make every day a holiday. That way it feels good. You know, you talk about it, and it's a great day. What you're looking at over here on the left-hand side is just my watch list that I look at. When we open up here, I like to hit the symbol at the top. I always like to have my advancers at the top. Bitcoin, futures, so forth, and just my favorite names that I monitor throughout the day. First things first, I see that BABA. They might have said something good. They're up about $4 or $5 right now. We'll go over that here in a few minutes. I do have that longer term. I did take some off yesterday. That's okay. In the middle, we have TradingView. This is my favorite look. I have to tell you, I trade on Thinkorswim. But I love using TradingView. I feel like it's a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit easier to use considering there's not a lot of people trading through it. Whereas, I feel like Thinkorswim is like the 737, right? It's the big plane. There's a lot going on there. So I'm going to execute from Thinkorswim. TradingView, we'll be looking at charts. And then over here, what you're looking at is a portion of my room. Okay, so on the upper right, these are what we call trendy signals. These are like auto signals. These are from my scripts. My scripts that give me signals, and then they are directly linked to the room. We also have my own trades that come straight from my brokerage. Those aren't shown here, but we can always switch them over if we like, so you guys can see those if I end up taking a trade this morning. And those are labeled small account and swing account and spread. So all of these are, again, my actual real brokerage account. Small account's just a cash account. The swing is a margin account, and the spreads is coming from the margin account as well. All right. So two different accounts, but real accounts. And again, straight from my brokerage to the Discord room within milliseconds, which is really, really cool. All right, so we'll start off like we always do on, actually we're going to start by taking a look at the charts that I did for you yesterday. And I feel like these were really important because you get to see just how well we've done. Okay, I'm gonna hide this over here. Okay, so you can see this a little bit better, but we put these charts together. If you did not watch this, please go back and watch it. I mean, everything you need to know about setting up a great blueprint, I went ahead and went over that with you yesterday morning. All right, yesterday morning, I went through all the details on how I found these boxes. Listen, if it's confusing, ask questions. if there's more that you want from it, check us out for $5. For 7 days, for $5, you get to hang out, you get access to all this stuff, you get to watch me trade live, you get to see transparent alerts within milliseconds, which is really neat. And I'm there for you if you have any questions. So please check us out. Over here on the left hand side, this was SPY. Now, I used this chart yesterday to trade the SPX. I made 112%. We could have made a little bit more, but I was happy with that. We also traded SPY butterflies and made money from that as well. What is important about this is how I trade is not high in sight. What you will get out there on FinTwit for the most part is a lot of high in sight traders. You won't find a lot of traders. There are some out there, but you won't find a lot of traders that can tell you where price is going to go into a catalyst. Matter of fact, even your veteran traders will tell you that you cannot predict price. Well, if you go back and watch my video, and then you watch today's video, you can predict price, right? So this right here was an area of demand. This is where we bought the SPX calls, and this is where we're waking up to. And notice that price is rejecting here. If you look right over here, this would say, you know, trendy expected range into that FOMC catalyst. And then this morning we actually had some more econ news, and that news or that catalyst just simply pushed us up into the box where we had already expected some resistance. Okay. Over here in the middle is Costco. Now, I don't believe these guys reported yet. I believe they report this afternoon. I'll have to double check on that. But most likely what's going to happen, I was thinking that Costco was reporting yesterday, and these were my zones. So this is a little bit different. Today, what I'd like to see is for Costco to push up into the zone that I've already created. That number right here is 452.16. Reject a little bit, and then we're going to find a new zone. I would actually say 485 by 500 to the upside, perhaps to fill this gap and maybe just a little bit beyond that. If they miss, then we could see prices pull back, and I need to pull this level down, so I'm going to pull a level down right here. We could see prices come back down into the 420 level. All right, so that is Costco. Over here on the right hand side was Nvidia. This is a really great example again where I gave you two opposing zones. We did it by looking at Fibonacci structure and so forth, and guess what? It was an earnings catalyst. So which one came first? Did I create the zones first? Yes. Then the catalyst came, which was earnings. Price pulled down into that zone, and then we look for price to push out of there, and that's exactly what has happened. Now, the expected range of the earnings catalyst was either, hey, if they beat, they could push up here into the 183.23 area, and if, you know, something was said, light forecast, so forth, price could pull back into this zone. What is really important about the analysis that I gave you yesterday is that if you recall, we went over to Thinkorswim after we created the boxes, and we looked at what the market makers were expecting. And the market makers were expecting a lot bigger move here, okay? And guess what? Trendy analysis was right on par with what actually happened, right? And I think that's very, very important that you understand that, okay? So sometimes the analyze tab or what the market makers are expecting is not quite right. All right, so please keep that in mind. All right, so price came down into here after they reported. Price pushed back up, and if you're curious whether or not Nvidia will continue to push up, we'll go over the if this then that scenario starting here just in a few minutes. Okay, so it's 8:09. We still have about 21 minutes. Let's go ahead and get into just the big screen. All right, so we'll go over here to ES futures. This is my baby. If you didn't know that, this is how we trade the entire market, meaning I expect whatever I say on this chart is how I expect the entire market to act today. All right, so we're going to work you down from a weekly into most likely like a 4-hour chart, and then we'll be paying attention to the 5-minute chart when we open, just like we did yesterday. All right. All right, so let's go over this. I'm going to take that off just so that it's nice and clean for a second and go over a couple things with you. Trendy edges, very, very important. The blue ones are your very long term. They've been sitting on my screen for a very long time. That's what's different between my scripts and any other indicators that are out there, is that our indicators do not move. All right. Moving indicators, they're interesting. Free indicators, they're interesting. You get what you pay for, okay? So this is sitting here, it stands still, and basically what it's doing is identifying supply and demand. A playing field. No one can be exact, right? So this is a playing field. As prices move down lower into these curves, then we are looking for buyers to step in long term. I would rather see this tested, but so far as you could see, we missed it just by a few points here to the downside and prices moved up. That doesn't mean we're not coming back to test it. Matter of fact, the better place to look to get short would be there around the cloud. Okay, this is an EMA cloud. Once price pushes into resistance, then perhaps we could be looking for the short, the next short down. That's what I want to show you about the weekly. Let's go ahead and go into the daily really quick. Now here's the daily. All right. I was getting a buy signal off of this. Our edges worked on our smaller time frame edges, and we have 4 different edges for all types of different traders. So your yellow ones are more or less for your 1 to 3 day trades. So just understand that. So yellow, I'm getting a buy signal off of that. We're in the cloud on the daily. All right, very important. This is resistance. Anytime that we're in a cloud, we expect it to be pretty choppy. So my overall sentiment for today on this beautiful Friday Eve is going to be a little bit of choppiness, but if we can move over some certain levels, I think we can move into this upper yellow level, which is around 40.62. If we start to bid above that, then into Friday, we could see 41.71. All right. If this, then that. So what if it breaks down? Well, that gives us this mid level right here. Okay. So I'm going to have to say, as long as 39.50 holds, we continue to move up towards 40.62. Current price is around 39.95. You can see that. So that is a pretty big risk, right? So far as today, the trigger to stay long is it bid stay above this future edge, which is around 3990. Let's go ahead and go into the 4 hour. Why is the 4 hours so important? Well, I pointed out to you that the last several times that we moved over the 4 hour cloud, it was it's becoming a shorter length of time over the cloud. Notice this was a nice pop, right? All that pressure released. We came into previous supply. We then broke down. Once we broke over the 4H, the second time, notice that the length of time, not time I should say, or the height over the cloud itself was then down again. And then this last time it was very short-lived, and now here we are back above. Okay, back above now. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. Once again, what does this look like? Well, my notes to the members here was, if this then that. We needed to break over the Monday high. We did that. Today, what I'd like to see is that the Monday high becomes support. And a matter of fact, if you were to draw a line here, you would see that, matter of fact, see, we're looking for Monday high. We did get that Monday high, so congratulations. But prices actually pulled back to the Monday high, and now what was resistance turns into support. At least that is the idea for right now. Again, we're looking at a 4 hour candle, folks. So it's not closed yet. Remember, commit to the candle. Let's see if we can actually get a close here. Okay, above that. That does not necessarily mean anything. I like formations. We'll talk about that more as we go on. Okay, topping wicks in here tells me there's a lot of selling pressure. We need to build value above this. Now, this is the blueprint that I gave my folks in advance. Everything that I like to do is in advance so that you can become a more consistent trader. I don't want to come in every morning and say, hey, look at what happened. I want to be able to give you something today and then go back tomorrow and show you the power of the scripts, of my methodology, talk you through this, coach you through this, and help you understand why things are happening. Okay. Notice, if this support line broke down, we were expecting this level down here. Price didn't break down below there, did it? This support level's been here for several days. Price actually came down into this support level. We pushed through. We hit the gap fill, my gap fill definition. And then above that, we started to hit the Monday high. And again, now we're building. The idea here today is if this, then that. If price can hold between 80 and 70, 39.80 and 39.70, look for prices to push up towards 40.62. Okay, 40.62, 40.70 in that range. That is the ES future, folks. Let's go ahead and go over here into SPY. All right, so SPY, we're hitting some resistance. This is the same chart that I gave you just a few minutes ago. We just want to look at it on the big screen. Okay, this is what the 4-hour chart looks like. You can see we're breaking down. The question is whether or not we pull back into this gap fill. Okay, so I want to simply take this pivot low, and I want to take the pivot high. And as long as price is holding this channel of Fibonacci, I do believe we continue up. Now, shorter term risk, as long as price is holding this cloud. Notice that the cloud is basically confluent with this 0.236. Well, if we break down below 0.236, then I believe that the bull channel is not quite there. Okay, and then you have to be cautious. As long as we stay above the cloud and above 0.236, I do believe we can continue to push up into this resistance today. All right. All right. Now, let's go with something a little bit shorter time frame. All right. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to use this current move up. So from this candle into the pivot high, which is right there. Notice that price is resting here at the 0.382. I do believe this 4-hour candle will close inside of this candle. If we start to break over 400, then cool. Then we get a nice move to the upside. All right. I have started a little bit of SPY shares here. And if we, two things. If we start to bid over the morning high, I'll add in. If we fill the gap, I will add in, and my stops will be underneath this edge down here around 394. Okay, that's what I got so far this morning. All right, and you can see we also have these future auto signals that come over here, and down here what I have is just my SPX, but we have two other auto signal channels. I'm only displaying these for right now. Sorry if I did not go over that. I apologize. Okay. All right, so the next thing that I want to look at is Costco really fast, because we basically, I think we don't report until, let me just check one thing real quick. I have to go over to Thinkorswim because sometimes my trading view has actually been wrong. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. It says earnings on 5/26 after market. Yeah, so it's after market today. All right, so far as today is concerned, because I'm going to have to change this, is if prices reach up into my box before the close today, then I would increase this, and I'm looking at a possible move into 470 by 485 is what I'm looking for, 470 by 485. All right, but this has been a pretty nice move. If we didn't have earnings, I would say that it needs to pull back and digest in the 440 level if we push up here towards 450s, 460s today. All right, that's without earnings. That's what I would be thinking. So both of these boxes could change, but for right now, we're going to keep them there. All right. Let's go over here to Nvidia because I want to just go over what I did yesterday for you guys. We came into the zone itself. We pushed out of it just like we expected. So, you could be trading after market and buying the zone here. But here's the issue that you come into this morning without looking at any sort of earnings and forecast and all that. Prices simply moved up into resistance on the pop out of here. On the 4 hour, this cloud is a big deal. It's resistance until proven otherwise. This zone is support until proven otherwise. So you're basically stuck in a range. And anytime I see this is not appealing to me until we can start to show that bids can come in at least inside the cloud. And they're not doing that yet. Let's go to the daily. This is what it also looks like. Yesterday, we pushed into resistance before the earnings, right? And then we, boom, gap down to here, and I showed you where we just were. On the weekly, there's a lot of divergence here, right? This thing is beautiful. This is where current price is, where the orange dotted line is. If price can move back into and above 166.85, I do think that there's a chance in the next 2 weeks that Nvidia could push into this box here. Again, we really want to see that inside candle develop here on Nvidia. All right. And talking about that, this is my biggest go-to this week for SPY. We talked about iron condors and understanding what range we could fall into. This could be non-eventful going into Friday, and I would expect some volume to fall off going into the holiday week. And matter of fact, I really hope you guys have a great week planned. I know I do. I can't wait to hang out with my daughters, and we got some local stuff going on at the golf club. We'll be spending some time over there listening to some live bands and eating some good food. All right, so this is where we are. We're inside. This cup right here, guys, this thing is amazing. If anybody likes to drink coffee, this thing keeps, look at the steam coming off this thing. This thing keeps my coffee hot during the whole time. I love this. This is amazing. Anyways, this is the body of last week. Boom, boom. So the idea was to sell iron condors just right around this level and here. Okay, so your put credit spreads are already making some money. We're a little close to the top of that body, right? But even if we get a push over, I feel like Friday could bring us back in to here. Regardless, my favorite thing is IAU, IAD, inside and up, inside and down. I'm starting to see that acronym thrown around out there on FinTwit and other services, which tells me that people have been either here at Trendy Trading or they have been paying attention, because as far as I know, we kind of coined that a long time ago. All right, so there we are with that idea that we're going to close within the body here. Okay, let's go over here to QQQ. Actually, let's go to Tesla really quick. I'm going to give you these zones really fast. I'm not going to go over them specifically how I got them this morning, but they're pretty straightforward. One thing that I really want to show you that's so important though, leaps, long-term trades. I use the blue edges. Okay, again, we have something for all traders. Notice how prices come down to the tick. This one's really pretty. This is what we wanted on SPY. But Tesla has come down to the long-term buy. Okay, again, this is identifying previous demand levels where traders are willing to buy. Well, I mean, you can't argue with me, did they not? So, long-term trendy edge is working. This is used for longer-term trading, but considering the conditions, I will create a roadmap. What I'm simply saying is long term, I'd expect this thing to move all the way back up here towards 812 and possibly 900, which is your mid up here. But with the conditions, we have to be careful. But we don't have to be careful until we don't have to be careful. Right now, we need to be careful. All right. Here's your daily. This is what we're looking at. Notice that my upper box is pretty much confluent with an edge and the cloud. This is resistance until proven otherwise. Let's go ahead and go to a 4 hour. This is going to give you a little bit better look. Notice that the edge right here is supported. Notice that this edge is reported or supported, not reported, supported. And we'd be looking for prices to move over the next EMA. Notice how this line in this red cloud is resistance. Today, folks, you need bids over 673.24 in order to get this thing going towards the 699. Okay, if price gets over 673.24, look for prices to move slowly up towards 699. Please pay attention to the ES futures, the Nasdaq, your advanced traders. You know what I'm saying. You need to be looking at all that stuff and seeing if we really have the gas needed for these type of moves. So far, we have not. This was the better area to get long. This box here represents if price, let me go ahead and draw that for you. If price drops and cannot get over this shelf, notice there's a lot of resistance there, just let it drop in here. Okay, I'd expect buyers to come in. If it keeps falling, then my next area where I really like to pay attention to buying is right towards the bottom here. Then I'm looking for that nice buy. And then you could start the process over. As we go back through, you could start down here, you can add here, and then we're looking to trade up like that. All right. And you can see the levels to the right. The bottom is 651. The upper is 662.59. Your resistance is 673.24. Target 699. Again, longer term. That is Tesla. Let's go ahead and go into QQQ. And let me make sure, yeah, we said we go over Amazon as well. So let's do Amazon really quick. All right, so here's Amazon. I'm going to take you into a weekly. We know that there's a split coming up, right? The lower this thing goes, the better it looks from a split perspective, because those traders who could not afford to buy, Amazon up here at the top, which was around 3,800, things start to look good. Like around 2,000, this thing's going to be worth what, $100 a share, is what the split is going to be. So I've said this, and I've said this for actually over a month, maybe 2 months now, is that the 2,000 level really felt like the level to be. As you can see, I actually created a green box around it, and this is where price is coming into. I like the even number of 2,000. Sure, it's going to fluctuate before then, but 2,000 just seems like a pretty straightforward number. So, far as today is concerned, though, if you want to have a little bit of fun with it, if prices start to move over this resistance, which is around 2238, you could see it move a little bit closer. Is going to be 2183.72. 2183.72. Potential buy there. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a 5-minute. We're going to use the pre-market zone. I'm also going to set up some auto alerts. Okay, so I'm going to do that right here and create, and that's going to let me know if there's any buying or selling opportunity. Okay, just like that. And these get sent directly to the room. They're just signals. Let's see. Okay, cool. So far, not much going on. We hit a little bit of resistance before open. We're kind of pulling back a little bit. Not too much to be concerned about. We had some econ news that came out this morning. Nothing too dire. I mean, nothing that, we're not expecting. So really, price is all you need to be paying attention to. And signals, indicators. Right? Hope you guys have some. If you don't, come and check them out at Trendy Trading. And again, $5 for an entire 7 days for you guys to kind of test drive and see what I do here. And good luck, folks. We have 43 seconds here. Get a little bit of time to open up. I'm going to bring you over. Let's see. Let's go into, I'm going to pull up the SPY real quick. Kind of talk you through this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it on this chart so that we can see one. Okay. And we're going to put a 5-minute on here. Let's make sure we got everything. Remember, guys, what do we do when we come in the morning? We're looking at a 5-minute chart. We're going to look at the overall process here. So if you look, this is what we call positive negative. So the PMZ right here, your risk is 44 cents. Current price is here. That makes it negative. Positive, negative. We expect in this scenario, for price to break down and potentially hit the line in the sand first before getting that big move. Basically, your neutral is between the bottom of this PMZ and this line in the sand. I'm not doing anything. And Baba was up a whopping $5 this morning. Cool. I think that did something probably for Futu. Maybe. They're up about 44 cents or so. Nothing big. Now I'm going to talk you guys through this just like I did yesterday. We are between the line and the sand. And guys, line in the sand is not the cash close. Okay? Line in the sand is not the cash close. I get that question all the time. Um, and then the PMZ pre-market zone. These are proprietary to Trendy Trading. These are very strong levels where what they basically everything is like centered around candle structure, supply and demand, and all of these kind of find very important pivots in candle structure. So that's why they work so well. It's because price is going to react off of those. Now the 5 minute chart, the reason why we're doing this is because we want to be able to get into a trade a little bit quicker. We already understand the bigger time frame. All right. And what's going on. And I need to pull that up for you guys. Give me 1 second here. Good, good. There we go. Banners. Yes. All right. Now notice how we came up the PMZ and rejected. See these banners up here? This is how I already know what the bigger time frame is. Okay. So right now the yearly is bearish considering my definition. Please understand that my definition. Monthly. Also extremely bearish. The weekly is bullish though. So this is why I'm on a 5 minute chart, because if we can break over the PMZ and hold, I do believe that we could trend. That's the reason for the 5 minute chart. I definitely don't always use 5 minute charts. But what I'm noticing, there's a lot of deer in the headlights out there. And I believe that comes a lot from not having a process. People are kind of stuck on looking for other people to tell them what to do, or they're looking at news and they're reading articles. And I mean, it's just, it's nonsense. You have to look at price and levels. I don't even think Baba's options came back on yet. That is pretty typical there. Hey, thanks T79 for putting that in there. There we go. So we want to see this break. We want to see it break, pull back, hold higher highs. It's going to be resistance. All right, I'm going to go ahead and trim right here. Well, I'm going to try. Sorry. There we go. All right, guys, just so you can see here, you can see right here. See, my stuff is automatic. So if we get up here, check this out. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you when I'm going to trim. I'm going to go ahead and trim one more time just to show you just how fast it is. Boom. There it is. I mean, we are talking milliseconds, the exact time, everything. Nobody's doing this. We are trendy. I don't see anybody doing this. Matter of fact, I can tell you guys that the majority of people we have asked to do this, they tell us no because they don't want everyone to see what they're trading. Imagine that. Maybe I'm crazy, man. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, so what do we want to do from here? We can add, if we start breaking above the previous highs, we can pull stops up because we want the PMZ to hold. So remember, this is your risk. I want you to think about this for a second. All right, zoom in. If my risk is here and it's giving you the number down here, I know you can't see it right now. This is that risk of 48 cents. Okay. So right down here, or sorry, 44 cents. So my stops, if I want to round this to 50 cents, I can. Everybody's different. But the methodology, it's saying once we break here, we take that trade, and that is your risk. All right, now we took a little early this morning based off some levels there. So I can go ahead and place a stop if I like. And it also gives you that number, so 399.80 or so. Okay. All right, there we go on Baba. Not bad. Not bad. Nice little push. Let's see if it can continue. It's up $6. We were seeing some divergence yesterday on Baba, looking for 105 to 115. So that's where I have my strikes for further out. We'll see what can happen. Can't lose money here if you're doing this right. So we're trimming, and then a small amount on your stops, okay, if you get stopped out. Let's look for this high. And then I want to show you something that's really important if we start to take this out. Also, our Qs are up, guys. We have butterfly Qs. So you could be looking to take some profits there. I want to show you our neutral strategy that we sent out to the entire folks out there. I want to show you how well this has worked. You go long over the green and you trim at the targets. It doesn't get easier than that. You go long over the green into the targets. You go short under the red into the targets. You go long over the green into the target. As you can see, we have hit T1 and T2, target 1, target 2. Target 3 is in play as long as 398.79 holds. That's the way we trade the neutral strategy. Qs breaking above 293. My butterfly, what I did is I'm in the money now. I want 293s, and I sold the 296, and I bought the 299. So basically, just using my blueprint, folks. Just using my blueprint. Nice, man. Good morning, Graphy. Good morning, Ace. Hope you guys are doing well. T-Camp, I don't know if you're in here yet. Good morning. You are. I see you now. Good luck today. Well, if you're in Florida, which I know we have some members here, it is pouring. It is. I told my wife this morning, I'm like, man, this reminds me a lot of. Um, reminds me a lot when I first started coming to Florida as a kid. I think everyone has that experience. It's like, hey kids, you want to go to Florida for Disney? And everybody's pumped. And so you take the family trip and you get here and it's like thunderstorming, right? Has anybody been to Florida and it's just like raining cats and dogs, man? And you're like, what the heck? How did that happen? Crazy. All right, we're also in some MNST. I'll just leave this alone for a few. Nice push on the old SPY, huh? Let's go, baby. Who took this trade with me pre-market? Did that off of a signal, folks. Did that off of a signal. Okay. I just, did you take the PMZ trade? If you didn't take the signal, did you try the PMZ with 40 cents risk? I mean, if you're not, what am I doing up here? Like every single day, right? I'm going to do this every single day. We are going to go through this. We are going to show you the levels. We're going to execute. Okay? All you got to do is take your finger and put it on the mouse, folks. And look, wait, execute. If it doesn't hit your levels, don't do anything. Okay? Don't do anything. All right, I'm pulling my stop up. I had it underneath the PMZ. I'm going to pull it up. Let me show you where I'm going to pull it up to. I'm going to take this chaotic candle. I'm going to use some fibs. I'm going to measure this. And my stop is going to be in the bull channel. You guys know where that is. Okay. Somewhere in the bull channel. Yeah. Baba crossing 90.11, man. Nice. In that as well. Up $8. Get some, baby. I'm not going to add, though. Good. Appreciate it, Tex. At least you are, man. Tex is saying he loves it. Sometimes I forget, Tex. Sometimes I forget, man. I'm like, what really like pumped me up? When I paid for a school, you guys know that I paid for a school. I paid a lot more than what most people pay. I paid about $60,000 to learn some stuff. But I'll tell you what, you can't learn that stuff on YouTube. You can't learn it for free. Anyone that's trying to like teach you some free stuff, you could just YouTube. All right. The school that I went to, there's no YouTube, guys. It's not going to give you the fine details. So what turned me on mostly was getting up there and being able to listen to somebody and somebody really like give me the confidence to understand this stuff. And so sometimes to be transparent, I need to spend more time with you guys doing this type of stuff. It only takes about 30 to 45 minutes to really like set the tone. Go over each play. Positive, whatever. Even when price was down, I was buying calls and making money. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on, how you view it. But yeah, I understand. Sometimes just being more active, more talking, I think it's going to help as well. There's nothing worse than like, the market's kind of crappy and it's quiet. You could see that out there for sure. Doesn't make the experience any better. If you guys held on to the BAC from yesterday, you're doing well. You should be doing well. Let's go over there and check that out really quick. I love BAC. Yeah, this thing pushed up into 36.66 this morning. Topping wicks, flagging a little bit. I'll come back to it a little bit later. All right, let's see. Let's go over here to SPX. Now we have different time frames going. Some of you folks are, depends on what your risk appetite is like. But let's go this 10-minute. Okay, that was yesterday. Sorry, I was confused. I was like, what? This is showing yesterday. Let's make sure that make sure that's all of them. Okay, yeah. I need to come in here. Let's go SPX. I want something a little bit. Yeah, do we have SPX 5 minute on? I don't think I have a 3 minute on. The prices move too quickly. We did get a 5 minute signal. Um, I'll go ahead. I'll start some 5 minute signals here. There we go. So you're gonna get it different ones today, 5, 10, and 3. Just look at the risk and see if it's something that you like or don't like. Let's go back over here to SPY. Okay, kind of pulling back there. I want to pull my stops up one more time. What do we have there? 401.13. I'm going to come up just a tad. Alright guys, and if I get stopped, I want you to look over here in the upper right hand corner. You'll see it will actually come in and it will say that I was stopped. What time and everything. Remember, we want to, members, you have a free Thinkorswim script that is for intraday trading that goes along with this methodology. So basically, it's a running Fibonacci. It's really cool and very handy. So on a run like this, when we take the trade over the PMZ, you're just following. Basically, what's happening is the fibs are following price, so you don't have to keep moving. Everything that we created, that I created, was to make trading easier. And then you see now we got the. Is that was yesterday? See, this is going to have to change a little bit. Sorry, folks. Trying to figure out how to do this so you can see everything. See, that's not going to scroll. I don't know why. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Why can I not see you? There it is right there. The buy. 4020 by 4013. So this is how our signals come through. I chose to put an entry and stop on them according to my methodology, where I would put a stop, where I would enter. And so I do this because I'm the only guy in here, right? I don't have any mods or anything like that. So I always tell people this is basically like me and my gang, right? They're bots that are doing the auto signals for me, but according to the methodology, which is really cool. All right, I'm still not stopped out. You can see that. I'm gonna keep pulling up my stop. And we're going to pull up this Fibonacci. Let's see, we're still at the highs though. Double tap there. So we're up $2 from entry. So I get the question, what do I trade? I trade everything, folks, except for Forex. Years ago, I put some money in Forex, and quite frankly, I thought it was boring. It's a chart is a chart. The trendy scripts work on all charts. The methodology works with all charts. I prefer futures, options, and equity. Today I bought equity this morning. I do have options in the account that we are managing. Not many positions. I try to keep it light here recently because of conditions, obviously. All right, now I want you to watch this. If I get stopped out, I want you to watch over here to the right hand side. Okay? It's funny, right? I kind of like want to be stopped out so you could see it, but I'm not getting stopped out. So just put those on there. I want you to just watch this very closely. This is a very important lesson. I hope you have a pen or a piece of paper. Maybe you're just having a fun time trading, but I want to teach you this. At this point, you have to be thinking to yourself, where do I put my stop? How do I trade this? Now, one is following price with the fibs. And what I will tell you, in a bull market, these guys like to buy within the 23 and the 38. No ifs, ands, or buts. The next thing, even if you don't like fibs and you're like, well, what else can I use, John? The EMA cloud. This is your trend. This is your love cushion. Every time price comes down into here, look for price to go bid in a bull scenario. When you are in a bear scenario, you look for the cloud to be resistance. Okay, kind of like this, resistance. All right, bull, just like that. All right. And let me check my Q butterflies really quick. Let's see where we at. Where we at? Okay, cool. We are at, what's the price? 294.82. Good. We're right in the sweet spot, guys. Right in the sweet spot. Baba almost back to green from my ads that I had. I reduced my position yesterday and kept some. I told you it was acting funny. Some of you guys, I reached out and told you, I was like, man, something's being weird about Baba. They were keeping it literally flat for 2 days. And I heard some things like, well, they must not trust it. But it's kind of what they do. They accumulate at demand levels. All right, so back to what I was talking about. The cloud can be a form of support. And as long as we are trending above that cloud, look for that to kind of be your stop. Commit to the candle. You know, don't don't abandon a trend just because a candle touches the level. Okay, so you could say, hey, this is my stop. Okay, and you could do it. It's fine if you just want to use the level and say I'm stopped there. That's fine. Okay, but what I like to do is at least commit to the candle. So price comes back and say this is your stop. I showcased this yesterday. We dipped into both stops, and by the end of it, we closed up here. Okay, so that's called commitment to the candle. A lot of people, they'll use a hard stop, they get stopped out, and it bounces right off their stop and keeps pushing. Another thing, if you're in options, use the delta. Understand where you are going to use that stop and then multiply it by the delta and understand how much money you could lose from the current position that you're in. Does that make sense? If you were in a delta 30 right now, current price is, let's just say, at 402 and the cloud is at 401, that's $1. Say that your option's at $2. We know that you could lose $30 on a delta 30 if we were to drop $1 real quick. Okay? So you could say, hey, am I okay with this $2 option going to 170 because I bought it at 80? The answer is yes, then use the cloud. Okay? You could do that in any scenario. Always do plus or minus $5. Okay? Plus or minus $5. All right, guys. Monster is at 20%. And remember the small account I'm going to go ahead and trim. I'm always trimming around 20-30% in there. Um, so went ahead and trim there. You could probably get more. Try 170 if you want. I didn't realize the spreads were so wide. All right, let me go over here. Wait, remember, keep an eye up here on the upper right hand, just so you could see. I think we're up literally almost $4 on SPY. Nice trade, guys. Nice trade. Then pull this stop up some more. Is what it is. If I get stopped, which I might right here, it's going to come in upper right hand corner. Jesus, this PMZ trade. Tell me you guys took this. Alright, let's go ahead and place the fibs again. And there we are. Just notice how this 23 is holding. I'm going to keep raising stops here. Our entry was 399.94, and you can see that here, guys. This is what my entry looks like, by the way. See right here, it says entry. Buy equity. See right there, buy equity. Alright, I got stopped right there. Check it out. Got stopped. I know that in equity it always looks funny because the percentages are small. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to how many dollars we made. So we got into this trade at $399.94. Okay, and we got stopped at 402.38. 402.38. And we got in at $399.94. $2.44. Whoops. Let's go right there. I'd imagine we get some kind of inside candle here shortly. No heat on SPY calls. What do you mean? They're not building any value or what? Is that what you mean, Jordan? Check out banks really quick. Alright, so this is popping up on my PMZ scanner. All right, PMZ on Goldman Sachs. We do have a gap up where we gapped right into resistance, one of the trendy levels here. And see if we can get going. Where's BAC? 3650. Hopefully some of you guys kept some of those BACs. $4.10 so far out of the money though, right? What kind of game would you have made if you just had taken something a little bit closer? Maybe. I always like to look at that. It's always interesting. Still have BAC. How are those looking, Jarden? And let's go to a higher time frame just really quick. We are in the cloud on the weekly. That's good. I mean, it's cool. It's a double inside and up, folks. And we have selling pressure coming in at 330. Man, we are getting some serious rain here. If I lose connection, I apologize. It's a pretty big storm over us right now. Next week is a holiday, so if you're buying into next week, you're only trading with 4 days. So if I were you, I'd be buying more time, like 17 June. You can hear the rain. Yeah, it's like hitting all my windows, right? So in my office, I got the water right here, and the rain just like, and when you look out and you see all the water and the boats rocking up and down, it's pretty crazy. I kind of let's see. This is an ACDC guys for 342 on um, on Goldman Sachs here. So let me just give you a blueprint really quick. So our biggest fear right now is this. This is going to be resistance, a break above the mid. I almost want to sell the 326 credit spread, but buy longer term 330 by 340. And let me see. If I bought the 330 by 340, 10 June, that's 15 days. Your max loss is, well, you're paying about 250 and your max profit is 750. So not bad. More than 100%. So let me write that down really quick so I don't forget. Actually, we could just write it right here. Might be a little bit more than that. Um, they have a $2 dividend. Okay, got you right here. And then sell this week right here, 325. Well, Baba came back with a vengeance, didn't it? Very cool. See if we can get in the money soon. Hey, if you guys are out there on YouTube, can you guys put something in the chat window? I just want to make sure it's working. I don't know if it is. Okay, I see somebody. Just want to make sure. Thinking for a possible spread. Well, there's a chat window out there as well on YouTube. I don't like that one. Don't like that one either. Hmm. Now, your SPX 3 minute buy, you guys should be making some money off of that. This is, I think it moved. We'll check it out here in a second, but trying to figure out what I want to do here. And let's go back and look at our levels really quick. All right. All right, so we hit the box here on Costco, guys. If you want to play a debit iron condor, this is the area I would be buying the put debit spread. If you want to play a debit condor, this is where I'd be buying the put debit spread. Debit. Okay? If you want to just do an iron condor, this is where I would be buying this iron condor, or selling, sorry. Okay? Oil had a nice little push. Nvidia might actually hit. This is awesome because we did hit my box. Look at that. What a beauty. What a beauty. Well, Roberto, I hope you bought some. I think you asked earlier if anybody had bought. Alright guys, so I just started a spread. I want to show you what that looks like. This is my spread. This comes within milliseconds as well. You can see I bought the 327.5. This would be more considered for the small account. Now my small account is not a margin account, so I use my margin account to do the spreads. Another trade, if you can't do that, would be looking at BAC. Let's go ahead and go over that. I got you guys in BAC yesterday. Let's go right here. Nice little hammer on GS, by the way. This is going to be, let's go, actually, before I go into BAC, but BAC is the alternative to this if you want to trade that, okay? And, I mean, you could pick an option there. I probably wouldn't go less than a Delta 30. Try to stay, you know, at the money, or even Delta 40s, something like that. But I want to give you guys this blueprint. I think it's important. A nice call on the DE underdog. You're exactly right, man. That was a great trade. It's up a little bit. See if it can move. All right, 326.03. That is basically, that's a trigger to probably add. But I'm gonna call it resistance for right now. Okay. This is more considered neutral. And I want to give you guys some targets. Targets are really important. Some people say they're not important, but what I realize are the people that say they're not important don't know how to find targets. And saying that targets aren't important is just really weird to me. I mean, how do you know where to trim? If your if your plan is to trim when you're up, oh, I don't know, when I'm up 30%, like just because, you got to be coming into some sort of resistance if you're on the call side to understand where to trim. Another thing that I want to say is going to be, in this environment, in my opinion, is just buying the pullbacks has been better than buying the breakouts for the upside. Buying the pullbacks. Are you really, T Camp? Why do you keep doing that? We're like going over the PMZ trade. Why would you go short? Did it hit like a level or something? I mean, it might be. I mean, as I say this, it might turn, but. John, look at your Tesla plan from this morning. Awesome work. Let's see. Boom. Very nice. Glad to see some of you guys are making some money. That is a plan that looked like it really worked. Big time. That CELH, been a beauty too. Absolute beauty. Um, so what's making the market go up? Is it Baba? 2 days ago, the market went down because of Snap. Like, come on, right? Where's Snap at today? I know Abundance. She was buying Snap, and it's still up from where she was buying. That's what I love, man. Buying levels, buying fear, extreme fear. And let's go ahead and go over that really quick. The skew, need to go on the weekly to understand, is a risk on environment. Boom, risk on. Our advancers today, 2,778. Market likes what it sees. It's doing its thing. What else we want to look at? Let's look at the dollar. Should be fading from our supply zone. Perfect. Remember, I said this on your notes this week. Look for price to come into this level here. Now, if the dollar starts to bid here, then we could see a little bit of a setback going into European close, which is still a good hour and 15 minutes or so. Okay. Yeah, nice for Amazon, right? Do you guys see the Tesla plan? I'm only going to do plans for so long. You guys, you know, I build these, put them on there, take the time to do them. I'd love to see you guys execute them, right? What makes you execute a trade? Just mood, emotion? I'm kind of curious. Honestly, guys, what makes you execute a trade? Somebody else executing it? It's okay if you say that. I'm curious. I think I have two targets on here, do I? No? Oh, I see. It's because of the box that I drew. Risk reward text. Cool. What about the zones? Do you guys, I mean, when you look at the zones, do you feel like you can understand the risk to reward, right? Price comes into the box. You know, the bottom of the box would be your stop. If you take it on the reclaim, you could use the bottom of the box. Your reward is the box above, right? And let's see, I'm going over comments. GS, what were you talking about? Well, that worked on SPY. What worked on SPY? Did you take it over the PMZ or something, or what'd you do? So this so far is your first inside candle. I think I took off my cloud. Okay, yeah, first inside. What's the dust though, Jordan? What's the dust? You know, what is it? Yeah, so I mean, no matter how we look at it or how we name it, it's coming into a level, right? I think you guys would agree to that. That's why I have a hard time like listening to anything outside of levels and price action. Like, in my opinion, such a waste of time. And the only reason that people like it is because if it works out for them. It's just like if my box works, I like the box, right? That's what I teach. If you taught that you should be buying BABA today because China is going to shape up and get their stuff together, and I give you all these reasons why I think, because I watch the news and I regurgitate that news and I give it to you, and BABA went up today, you're going to tell me that I'm a genius because I gave you some sort of opinion based on news, right? I think everybody has like their own experience at that given time, and I feel like that's what changes. People, they may try to take a box a couple times and it doesn't work, and then they listen to somebody, it works. So they start to think that, well, this person has a really good like process on digesting news. But then when that starts to not work, you start to realize like, what? I'm trading based on news? Like that's the worst thing in the world. That's just my opinion. And these guys that are running these bigger rooms for free that trade five penny increment options and run them to 20 cents that use news or some kind of um, room out there that pushes news. Typically your entries are horrible, and their members, they're getting horrible entries, and the mods always got the best entry, right? Nobody else does. Some of them do, some of them don't. If it worked, tell them to get their brokerage trades linked to their room. I challenge them, and see how well people are actually doing. The only thing that I want is for rooms to become more transparent. That's it. Just become more transparent, guys. All right, these we have not had an inside candle yet. Pretty impressive. Yeah, news moves, price pays. Nice, good one, man. I like that. Were you saying WTH? You were saying always makes you feel comfy following somebody's trade. Is that what you mean? I think he's saying direct message him. I think that's what DM means. I didn't realize that. So I'm putting out a example on SPY. The reason why I went long, um, one would be reason I went long. One was the alert. Two, I explained the weekly banner was bullish. Three, we went bid over the PMZ. And held bullish channel. I don't think you can put charts in here, can you? Can you? Wait, let's see. Create a poll, add a reaction. I don't think you can. That'd be cool if you could. Let me see. Control V. I don't think so. Nope. So I'm not gonna lie, this yesterday would have been nice on SPX. This is what we wanted. This would have paid us big time. But this is what they're doing. This is what I'm noticing on 0 DTE days is that they're pushing price just under key numbers, like round numbers. So back when we did not have the 0 DTE every single day, they would pin, and here lately it just doesn't feel the same. All right, let's pull up a AC/DC. And see what we have. See if there's anything that I would like to trade. AC/DC bull. And this is a scanner that I use for a certain setup that I like. These are all AC/DCs. I'm going to start going through some of these. Whoops. I guess I don't really need. Yeah, I just need that. Cool. All right. Anthem. I'm going to go to the daily for this. I need to turn on alerts, edges. Okay, inside and up. I definitely like this look. 522. Let's look at the. I want to look at the options on these things and their ATR. Let's see, ATR on ANTM. Again, these are scanners for me. ANTM, we're looking at weekly is $26. My target, according to this scan, would be 522 by 530. So 520 by 530. This is probably something what I pay is my risk, and it would go in the smaller account. This thing, I mean, some big spreads on this. I love this chart though. Inside and up as well. Off the well, the daily. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Ooh, the weekly is beautiful. And supply has been tested several times. Let me see. Let's see, KO. I think that's Coca-Cola. This is looking really strong as well from 61. It's clear. It's an ACDC, but yikes. This Anthem I really like. I just don't know what option to pick. These are really wide. I don't want to go into next week. Yikes. These things are wide, baby. I'm just going to put in a bid. See what happens here. These guys, I mean, on Anthem, I feel like they could break out. KO, that's something I'd put in the smaller account. I know they can move sometimes. This Coca-Cola, this would be like a weekly option for me. Possible. What is their ATR? And I'd be looking for, possible gap fill here at 66, if not more. The daily is 1.5. They're at $1. Their weekly is only 2.7. Um, and they've moved a lot more than that. Let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They've gone from 61, 67 into 65. Probably not what I want to touch. Let's go to Lennar. These guys, daily ATR is 3.5, weekly is 7. This is an ACDC, looking for a move into 81. If it can break here, stops would be 76. Current price is 78, so that's just a little over 1-for-1. Baba continues to move here. I really like CELH. I really liked it yesterday as well. It's breaking over. I like this bad boy up to 76. I think I'm going to take this. This is something I've been watching for quite some time. I don't know if I need that much time with this. That's 7. Oh, sorry. CELH. No, it's almost at 66. Oh, yeah, for sure. You gotta buy time on this regardless. Let's look at Costco. That was supposed to be a play for me. So I think we came into. I'm gonna go back. We're okay. So we're in the box here. What do you mean, Austin? On Spy? Yeah. So here we are over the body. So the question is, do they bring it back in on Friday? If they don't, that's okay. That's what I was looking for. But I really don't want an outside candle like this because, you could get some kind of structure where it looks like this. Then it does something like this next week and something like this. And basically you just flag, you know, possibly something like that. We'll see. I really wanted to stay inside here. So you could be aiming for a butterfly to get back under there. So like a 400 pin. On the bullish note, though, if it continues to push up, I mean, you could see 411, 414 into next week. So I really like this CELH. Just trying to figure out how to get in here and I know that these options are a bit funky too. So man, wrong account. Let's see what that QQQ butterfly is looking like. It won't really start making more money until we start getting later into today, as long as we could stay in the money. Let's see what's going on. We're actually 2 in the money here. Hmm. I think we're going to continue to move here. It might be that I only get 30% out of this. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. I took the butterfly off just because of the fact that we are an up candle. Gotcha. CL? Oh, oil. Yeah, I know. It's interesting, right? 410, 420. Let's go over and take a look at the SPX alert from earlier. I just want to see how it did. I myself did not take it. I'm eyeing the 410s for 10 June. Might start a little position there, put a 30% loss or something like that, just to start with. Supposed to go to the Keys next Friday. Um, I'm going to get in there, and then I'm going to throw on a put. Not a put, but um, and you gotta, sell some on this strength here. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is put a SPY butterfly put to get back into the candle. Basically, I'll be buying butterflies down towards this 400 level. Sorry, let me get to SPY. Then we'll go back over SPX. let's see here. We are going to all right, let's go up here. So tomorrow is the 27th. Oh dang, Ben's telling me his power went out. That's kind of crazy. It's a bad storm out there. So we're going to push just a little bit here, and I'm going to get these butterfly puts to bring us back into 400 to basically pin. Let's see, butterfly, probably like a 403 to 400 to 397. Those are going to be 35 cents. Let me just see. Yeah, this pays a good amount of money. Not a big deal if I don't hit it. If you guys look up here, sorry. Let's go to swing. What's going on? Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I trimmed some of my baba. All right, there goes my butterfly. I just got in. And then I also bought these spy calls here just a few minutes ago. They came in right away. Paid 530 for the 410 call for June 10th. Remember, next week is whatchamacallit. And what I'm doing is I'm buying a butterfly now, and it will look like, let's go ahead and just put it on here so everybody can see. Um, Let me write in my notes real quick. I'm net long on SPY, but buying the for a 400 pin. And it's okay if I'm wrong, because I'm going to make money on the other side. I think he's doing pretty good though. He's doing really good. Yeah, that's true. Underdog says our emotions have been programmed by these yahoos since birth. That is so true. Ooh, don't tell me Nvidia is gonna hit my target. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Man, I haven't seen this much rain in a long time. Interesting. My spy puts are up, and so are my spy calls. Let's look at the beach cam. This ought to be pretty. Just think Dex is here right now. Double red flag, man. Holy cow. And the market's moving up. That's maybe it's a double red flag for the Bears. Look at the freaking look at the ocean. Yeah, no thanks. Let's see. Okay, come on. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Hmm. Yeah. Let me see. You're on live TV. All of YouTube can see you. Yeah. Well, who are you selling it to? A business, a person? To Oh, really? I don't know if anyone's on. What would you guys buy this for? It's black walnut. Beautiful art by my wife, right? I don't know what this looks like when I'm like doing it like this, but it's a charcuterie board. See? She makes and sells these and shapes them, which is really cool. Hmm, even smells good. Nice. I really want a couple of these with the trendy logo in them, so we can pass them out for events and stuff. I think that would be cool. I mean, honestly, I really like the wood. Isn't the wood expensive? Huh? I mean, to me, no less than 125. No less. So you can go up from there, but I wouldn't sell it for under that. Yeah, Dip and Rib said 150 to 200. Yeah, Austin. Yeah. Oh man, Futu's trying to come all the way back. Yesterday, I thought to myself, I'm like, it's a small account. Let's just triple down, baby. Because Baba had earnings. God, man. I promise I'll come over there and look at that SPX trade here in a second. Look at that, guys. Target to target, baby. Huh? Patel? What do you think, man? I think I should get paid for this. Just saying. Take out these edges. Hey, Austin, this is where I want to like take a snippet of the recording and then you can add it into this, for the newsletter where it's like, okay, this is how I got those levels, this is what we're looking for, and then you see the result, you know. None of it's hindsight, baby. Before and after. That's what we like. Before and after. Getting thirsty. Jeez. All right, guys, so I'm going to push this box up. I think we made a point. We hit that. I'm actually going to bring this box up to the YE and the ME. Some verbiage. That's the different edges we have here at Trendy Trading. And I'm going to take this off. And we want to go over, this is the week. We are going to put that right here. And then what we're going to do is use some Fibonacci really quick just to see how those levels meet up. Now, when I'm using Fibonacci, I have to figure out what range I want to use. Like, do I want to use this range to here? Do I want to use this range to here? So from here to here, or here to here? And a lot of it has to do with ATR, where we are in the cycle, and expectations moving forward. So my thought is we could still close inside the body here by tomorrow afternoon. And if that's the case, then I am going to use this range, the second one. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here, go here. And this falls right within the 76 and the 88. So I really like this box. It's a little bit before that. So yeah, about right here. That looks perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring that up to the 88.7, just like that. And this is where I'd expect to move. Our resistance, I'm actually going to put, actually we'll keep it there because it's been there. As far as support is concerned, I'm going to use, give me 1 second here. I'm trying to find my, having a little brain fart here. There we are. I was wondering where it went. I'm just going to go under here, the 38. What? Okay. And it's going to be called support. And then we're going to erase these fibs. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to send something out on Twitter, and things have slowed down just a little bit here into the European close. CL blowing people away. Are you talking about oil? That's definitely not that one. Oil futures. Yeah, got through resistance. Nice little trade. I mean, possible is 123, guys. Let's make gas higher. Making gas higher again. All right, guys. So I'm gonna bring our YouTube session to an end. We've been on here for quite some time. You can see it's pretty dark in here. Um, my kiddos are up. People are making breakfast. My grandson's in there. Elijah. He is playing in the dog water bowl. So, anyways, you can see everybody roaming around in there. Look, there's Parker at the window. Hey, Parker. Look at him in the window. That dude is big. It looks like a bear, right? Hey, buddy. Yeah, it's awesome. So I was thinking about putting a TV behind me. Would that be weird? And then broadcast my chart back there. I think that would be kind of neat. I might actually do that uh, today. So we'll see. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow around the same time, 30 minutes before open. We're going to do it again. I think that the market participants, everybody, including myself, you all need a little bit of insight to the market here. I think that this helps. I'm going to show you how to create zones, how to trade around those zones. This stuff is really here to help you. And you can see the results, folks. I can't make this stuff up as I do it before it happens, and then you can see after. And I will tell you, sometimes it doesn't work, but the cool thing is that we know our risk before jumping into a trade, and I'm here to help and teach you that. So I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to check out trendytrading.co. Don't forget our awesome special for our trial, $5 for 7 days. That's less than $1.